All right, so Dallas, you're saying in Canada, you're getting censored, like on Instagram, trying to share a news article.
Anything with news. So this is CBC News page on Instagram. And I don't know if you can read that, but I'll tell you what it says. It says, people in Canada can't see this content. In response to Canadian government legislation, news content can't be viewed in Canada. This is on Instagram.
So the Canadian government is censoring a news page from sharing a news article.
That's right.
Wow. Jeez. That's pretty wild.
And that's any news article, right? They're just not even allowing distribution of information, which is so scary.
I can go to any news page on here and it'll tell me the same message.
Does Canada have an equivalent of like the First Amendment in the U.S.? Do you have legal provision?
Like we do in terms of like it's not written the same here.
Sure.
Like we're like, hey, we're supposed to be a free country. We're supposed to have freedom of speech. We're supposed to have freedom to protest and all these different things. So like the trucker convoy that came, like it was insane how they hammered them. But it just came out actually that there was an investigation into it or like a sitting or something. And it's been assessed that there was an illegal because the government, so Justin Trudeau, enacted the Emergency War Act or something, some crazy thing that was like gave police and all these different people a bunch of different power to stomp out this entire thing. Like there was people getting literally. I know a woman, I met her at one of my shows, who she's an indigenous Mohawk like grandmother from one of these reserves, was on front like the RCMP came with horses and she got trampled for being in the front of this like thing. So it's so crazy. But now that they have just been there's some kind of court proceeding on it, and the Liberals are obviously asking it to be reassessed or whatever the law word for that is. They're appealing it. But she reached out to me. I just talked to her like the other day when I was in Nashville about like getting a lawyer, because now that they're actually realizing that it was an illegal use of this power and a bunch of things that happened after that were then also illegal. She's trying to get help from a lawyer, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
People need to wake up, man.
But back to the point, when, he tried to say there's just a tiny majority of these, what did he say? They're like, the people that are declining this vaccine, most of them are misogynist, racist.
I did see that. Yep. We did see that.
There's a tiny little fringe minority. And then like a million fucking trucks roll into town. And I was like, yes. And the news was painting it in such a negative way. And like, back up, most of our news is funded by the Liberal government. But it was such they're painting it like you go down there, it's just like a bunch of, they found it later, but they planted someone with a Nazi flag. First, like, we're going to take a picture. It's on CBC News, blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
It was the most peaceful, like, just the best vibe in any gathering I have ever been to. And I went down there, like, every single day that it was rolling. And it was more, like, you go to a concert and there's people that aren't getting along. You go to, like, any big gathering, Canada Day. And it's like, there was stay away from over here. These guys, there's a fight over here. This was insane. And like everything that would come out in the news, they're like, oh, they're making a mess of this. The next day, everyone's cleaning the streets. They're like, something shitty happens in this gigantic city downtown. And they're like, oh, it's because of the trucker convoy. Some homeless person, whatever. Next day, set up food lines and they're giving food to all the homeless people. They're just like counting, but that's not getting covered in the news.
Of course.
So I was getting friends on the other side of the country messaging me, like, oh my God, are you downtown? Like, you got to stay away from that stuff, right? And I was like, I'm literally there right now. Here's my phone. Look at everything. I am one of the highest trained people in Canada to observe shit. I'm a sniper trained at the top level that we have in Canada. I observed every single day, everywhere, and saw nothing but like amazing Canadians that were just tired of this bullshit from Justin Trudeau.
Well, I know you guys aren't probably receiving the news, but I think this most recent week, we just had an article come out that your constitution deemed it unconstitutional for them to do what they did to your truckers, the protests that happened. So Trudeau's in kind of hot water right now because of that, because your federal government deemed it unconstitutional, which is a great step in the right direction. So
get him.
Are there any other things that have happened in Canada, censorship-wise, or any of that kind of stuff that, I mean, what you just described with the trucker convoy, we did not hear.
Oh, really?
We knew it was happening, and we had commentary from people like, hey, they're trying to stand up for their freedoms. And so, like, I think a lot of Americans were like, yeah, go truckers, you know?
Yeah.
But we did not get the details you just gave. So have there been any other, like, developments that...
Well, it was crazy. Like, I mean, obviously, I got in trouble for going there because I was posting it all over social media, and that's technically still in the military. But other guys, like a buddy of mine, donated just through GoFundMe, and he got posted out of our unit. Other people that donated through GoFundMe, because GoFundMe like gave up the list to the government or whatever, got their bank accounts frozen by the liberal government. Just insane things. Like, you're like, these are communist countries. It's like,
sorry, we're talking about Canada, not Nazi Germany.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Just want to make sure we're okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't
It's
know.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it was.
I'm waiting for Trudeau or somebody to just.
Well, did you hear? So I don't know if you heard this or not, but because of their big support Ukraine kick, they were like, "Oh, we need to like get someone in Parliament that we can make a hero." And they like, I can't remember. They give this guy like this big award.
I did see this.
And it turns out he was like fought with the Nazis.
Yeah, he was like the neo-Nazi.
Yeah, but they're like,
whatever.
oh, they're like, he was a hero because he fought the Russian. He's a Ukraine who fought the Russians or something. Like, that's what we have now. So this guy is obviously, and then they're like, reporters like from some other agency that wasn't CBC, like, it's like, that guy is actually a Nazi from this whatever battalion that was.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
The something, the Oslov battalion or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Asimov. Yeah.
And I was like, of course. Yeah.
I think that Speaker of the House or whatever his title was, like, resigned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, he did.
But you know what they're doing with Ukraine? They're just taking all of our billions in tax money, they're washing it and sending it to the politicians here and everywhere else that's tied to it and all these companies.
Oh, it's insane.
And the
like,
Bidens are all enthralled in that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I should not be
It's
walking
crazy.
downtown and see a single homeless person for the amount of money we have sent to Ukraine. Like,
Yep. Same with America.
Exactly.
or to
Yeah.
these random
100%.
COVID funds that billions of dollars disappeared into.
Yeah, man.
You need
Crazy,
to make a
crazy times.
well, Oliver Anthony type song. I'd rather vote for Trump than watch my country take a dump. Something like that, you know? That'd be pretty great.
Please do it.
You'd go viral just like you did, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
You can use it. It's free of charge, man. Just trying to add value.
love it.
You heard it here first.
Watch my country taking dump.
That's great. Hey there. We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Present Fathers Podcast. Our mission is to reach as many men as possible and equip them to be excellent family leaders. We believe that by inspiring and equipping men, we can change bloodlines and positively impact our culture. You can join us on this mission and partner with us today by doing one of two things. First, go to your favorite podcast platform, whether that's YouTube videos or Apple or Spotify, Google, etc., and leave us a review. The way the algorithm works is that it really values reviews, and this helps promote our stories to get them out to more people. The second way you can help is by sharing your favorite episodes with friends and family. Help us get the word out so that we can make a difference in our culture. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you join us in our mission to change lives.